Alright, guess what I did today? I made an entire video. Loved it. Got really good reactions. Really just best time ever. Go to put it in Adobe. Check it all out. My audio didn't save at all. It got switched to push to talk and just screwed up everything. So my backup audio didn't separate on the tracks, and the audio from the video I reacted to was way too high. You could not understand me because I don't know how to do things. So let's do it again. It was a lot of fun. I lost the whole thing. Ugh. Guys, I have been like packing up my entire house. I haven't gotten to do anything I wanted to do for myself in like 2 weeks. It's just been house hunting, packing, cleaning, taking care of the babies. I'm like, when do I get to be a human again? And then I make a video and it's just like kaput. It just like kills my dreams. It's, I want to make videos. Ugh, it's okay. It'll be okay. All right, let's get back to this video I watched because I loved it. My skin is breaking out. I haven't gotten to re-dye my hair. Nothing is going right for me in the world, but this video made my day, so I really want to check it out again because, man, being a grown-up sucks. I turned down the audio just in case, get myself set up for the mental break of just not getting this right again. Ugh. So he is just going to town on this. This is like a deeper into the video thing. He throws in a clip right from the beginning so you see what he's getting himself into. He's got this little tattoo that he's covering up. He did a little smiley face on himself. But the reason I wanted to react to this video was because he tattoos right next to his kneecap. And oh my God, this is the first decent sized tattoo he's ever done. So the knee bone, the kneecap bone right there is just surrounded by nerves. My entire knee is tattooed and it freaking sucked. And I just did like this like little mandala like dot design thing. I didn't even do the shading, nothing. I tapped out. I was done. I've got like this simple design that goes over my entire knee and I'm not excited to get it filled in. But he goes right to where those super sensitive nerves are, and I am not kidding. It freaking sucks. It's like tattooing your hand. It sucks. And he is a fine artist. He does really good stuff.
Yo, welcome to my channel.
And so I'm just going to show his setup. It doesn't really change a whole lot. He's got his gloves. He's got a light. I don't think he ever used the light. If you do use a light, you need to wrap it. So in case you need to adjust it, I always suggest using a light. It helps a lot. I think he uses petroleum jelly or A&D throughout. I'm not a fan of like the little racks you can put ink cups in just because they do get contaminated. If you just stick some jelly under that cap and pop it on your setup, you're good. If you're gonna wrap your station, get it down on the edges so that way you don't have anything run off and actually get under your station, like drip under your desk, because that can happen. He uses a numbing cream. I commented on that in my initial video. Numbing cream does not work well. If you get Bactine and get it on some paper towels before you contaminate your gloves and stuff like that, it's a lot easier to execute, like to keep your tattoo from being too painful, which would have been really nice in this situation. He ends up saying that the tattoo cream will wear off after 40 minutes. If you use Bactine, you're constantly reapplying it and it's thin enough to where it doesn't affect your tattooing process. It's also easy to get. You can get it at CVS, Walgreens, any corner store, like pharmacy place. They have it for like $8. So a lot easier to get your hands on, more effective. It's got that menthol effect. It kind of gives you that tingly sensation that distracts from the needle going through the skin. Yeah, no, let's get into it. He picked out a really good design also. He has this skull that has no like nice long pulls on it, so he doesn't have to worry about the execution of his tattoo so much because it is just broken up squiggly lines and things like that. He also is very smart about his stencil, doing a hand stencil. If you put the paper, the design on top and trace it over, you will have to take it off, take a pencil and go over your stencil on the tracing paper again to get a really good stencil. It will still be very light if you just do the paper on top method. This is how I do a hand stencil. It's a very smart idea. And he is very methodical. He is a fine artist, so he is, making sure he's got a good map of what he's going to be doing. Very methodical. I was very excited to watch him do this. It's got some heavy shading in there, some heavy values. For the longevity on your skin, how do I explain this? You don't really need to put the shading in there so much. You can actually just stipple to show where you want those values to be put in. Transitioning this piece of art to your skin, that back bit of like the cheekbone and the eye socket, you actually want a little more breathable space in there with some white to help it last longer, to keep that black from spreading in. Put some white in there, it'll last longer, it'll pop out a little more, but you still have your foreground, which has a lot less black in it, still in the foreground. Little tips and tricks to help your tattoo last longer. This is a good design, but the heaviness of it, technically, it's not really all that correct. Like, there are some like highlights in places they shouldn't be, but skulls are freaking easy when it goes for a beginning tattoo artist. It's a good choice to go with. His placement, bad. You need it like slapped in the middle of your thigh, like a few inches from your kneecap, to avoid that, because that knee bone is right there where the jawline is. Also, his room is carpeted. He does not cover the bottom of his station or the chair. Big no-no, because your room is gonna like legitimately attract flies. Like, it will smell bad if you do not get that blood and ink out of the carpet. Like, it's contaminating the whole situation. You can get a rubber mat, throw it down, wipe it with some bleach wipes and stuff. When you're all done, avoid the whole mess of staining your carpet. It's worth it, trust me. He's drying off the stencil. You can leave that for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour and a half. I've done all of those. It helps a lot. He's pouring his ink, keeps it clean, good on that. He's got some water so he can get a gradient. That is a very traditional way of like gradiating, like getting your ink to different tones and stuff. It's just really hard to match it consistently. You can, if you're gonna do that, you need to dip it the same amount every single time to try and match that value. It's a lot trickier compared to just getting like a gray wash or like a thinner black ink to work with. But also, he's got his jelly in a tin. That's a one-time use thing. If you do that, your bacteria is gonna really grow like a petri dish in that if you're re-dipping. You should just be able to take that out, slap it on your setup. and you're good to use just that and take the rest of it off your setup. He's got the shaky hands and he is wiping the ink into his stencil. You always want to wipe it out. It's okay if you got this big old black halo going around your tattoo, you can clean it. Vibrating hands, it is a real thing. It happens to everybody who starts. You gotta build your muscles. I have bird arms, but I had the beefiest hands when I was getting into tattooing. Your muscle builds like crazy to prevent the shaking from happening. And that's just on a daily basis, working out those hands, getting like one of those hand grip things. It'll steady all of that out for you. He's just wiping it straight into the stencil. And it sucks because the first few minutes usually hurt the most. Like your endorphins haven't come into play yet. It takes like 2-3 hours for your endorphins to die back down. So it tends to hurt a little more in that time period. If you take breaks, it goes away a lot sooner. But the first 5 minutes always suck. But he's got a good ink that he's using because I think his needle is set out too far. You set it back in a little bit. If you use a thicker ink, it doesn't always want to come out of the needle. So he's got a good lining ink to get this done. So I'm happy with what products he's using, just not the way he's using them. Really need a clip cord cover. It's getting all over that whole area. It's getting completely contaminated. The pen is not wrapped, and I am not familiar with those, but they seem really hard to clean out if you don't wrap them. Yeah, just those consistent shakes, man. You've got the design that you can get away with it. Just, it's fine. I'm going to show you guys some of his art too, because he is extremely talented. So it was like really enjoyable to watch somebody like really get into this. Yes, Ben?
Guess what?
What?
I was looking in the shower, but it wasn't actually a shower. It was a clothing boot. It was a clothing boot, but I saw my old dress.
You did?
Mhm.
In your game?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
The birthday one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. You know I'm on video right now. I'm making a video right now.
Are you tattooing Daddy?
No, that's somebody else doing a tattoo. Because I have to remake the video.
No, but I have tapped that in my mouth. That thing.
Don't put that in your ear, you ding dong.
I did it. It went on my mouth.
Oh, okay. I love you, girls.
Thank you.
No jumping with a pencil, please.
Okay.
Not safe.
You could stab yourself.
That's right.
Did you tell me that, Mommy?
Yes, you be safe. I love you, girls.
I do.
You close the door for me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So welcome.
My baby's so cute. But they don't give a damn. Nope. Oh, I don't even remember where I was at now. It's okay. Yeah, this stencil gonna get wiped off real quick, but you just pat the jelly on there. You don't really need to like spread it in. Just try and save that stencil as much as possible because you got a shaky thing going on right now. I think he's got like 634 subscribers, something like that. I've got like 124 right now. I don't have that much. That's cool. It's weird seeing people with a lot of talent like not have the subscribers. It's like it's well deserved to get him those 1,000, you know? He's super talented. Yeah. You always gotta be careful overlapping those lines and going back over them because it damages your skin more and you get more deeper scabs that can pull out easier. And I watched this, and this is where I wasn't really sure if he was supposed to do that or not. I'm not completely sure if that's how that line was supposed to go, but he dragged the entire line, so being tough about it. We ain't being no bitch, that's for sure. Definitely get that stretch though. Like, he seems like his fingers are too far apart. You kind of want to bring him in more and then pull it apart so you can really get a heavy stretch on there. So he's on to shading now. I think I might see a blowout in the teeth area, like right in the very front. There might be some blowouts, and that's the overlapping lines thing. You got some really light lines, you got some really heavy lines. Those all play into stretch too, so just very aware of your stretch to get nice consistent lining. Even how you move that pen will variate your lines a lot. It's not good, but it's not awful. He's got the design to where this is very salvageable. Like, it's okay. Yeah, he going to town on it. Just layering it, just laying it on there, getting right up to the lines he put on. He's getting into it. He got a GoPro on his head. I need one of those. I don't have anything I can use it for, but they sound nice. And he is going in with some heaviness, high contrast. I'm digging it. He's not having fun, man. That knee is sensitive. Those teeth, whoa, Jesus. Yeah, definitely. Okay, fun tip I wanted to throw out there. There are tattoo artists that only shade with liners. And that would be a fun practice piece for somebody who is artistically elevated to try out. You take your power supply and you turn it down like 2 notches. If you're running at like an 8.5, put it down to like a 6.5, and you can go in and like shade it kind of like a pencil and just build those layers. That way you can work quickly, get it all set up. It for small areas like the teeth or really thin amounts of shading to like create ridges or creases, things like that, a liner kind of comes in handy. It would be fun to do like a small practice piece where you have very small amounts of shading, nothing like, no broad areas sort of thing. But I thought that would be fun for his next tattoo on himself. Try something smaller, try a liner, see if that helps you out. Sometimes mags are just really far spread out. It's hard to translate to that if you're not like a well-seasoned tattoo artist. So something maybe more in the comfort zone of a liner would work better. If you get the hang of it, it can turn out really well. Also, yes, he has a small murder scene going on his floor. It's like CSI, Crime Watch, investigative blood splatter just all over his floor. Like, it's insane. Like, that carpet is wrecked. Y'all get some, like a gallon of bleach or something to break that stuff down. Because if you go to scrub it out, you're going to have big old splotches all over the place. I am like a huge stickler for cross-contamination and keeping clean and all these things. Like, it's like a weird OCD thing to me because I absolutely want no chance of contamination and infections and bacteria growing. I am like huge about safety when it goes to, you know, just being a sprinkler with your blood. It freaks me out, but hopefully he's not bringing anybody else into this specific situation to get tattooed, because it's going to be a petri dish in the carpet. But yeah, he's really trying to get the tones in there. He's just waving it in there. I'm a fan of like whip shading, like American traditional like pepper flakes and stuff, so I don't really attempt smooth shading so much. Yeah, just be careful with your skin. Overworking it, you're gonna get heavier scabs the more you lay it over. Bro's got paper towels on the floor. Hold on, bud. There it is. Got a bloody pile. There is a bloody pile on your floor, bro. What happened to the trash can? What happened? Oh, bro. I know it's your room, you might not care, but I hate the smell of old blood. It's so gross to me. I can't. It's just bacteria. I've seen flies in shops before. It stinks, dude. It's so gross. He is like going balls to the walls with it. Like he's trying to match up that design. Going to cover over that little smiley face he's got hanging out in there. Got the music is definitely the vibe right now. It pumps me up watching this. Okay, so this is the other thing. Obviously he sets up his camera to get this angle, right? He has not changed his gloves. Please clean your camera. I'm getting a little squeamish, sorry. And no, that is not a fun area. And he is like going to town on this freaking thing. Like he is not lifting out of that ink bubble he's got on his skin. He's just like bringing it in there. Even on a spot that's small, you can still like focus on your areas before you start opening up the whole area. Oh, he's grumping. I think this is like a Dragonhawk pen. I don't know. Oh, I lost my mind when I saw this, guys. This is why I wish I knew how to record properly, because I was like, holy shit, no. Like he just cuts to him just jumping at his equipment across the room. Dirtiest gloves ever. And he is snagging some shit, dude. He is going for all of his supplies. He touches all the boxes. And I'm like, no. You touched everything, dude. He's got his blood. He's got splatter. He is like in like this murderous rampage with this tattoo, like trying to bust it out. And I'm like, oh my God. And that's like a really widespread area to shade. It's hard to make that smooth. It is super difficult. Okay, big tip I wanted to put out there. When you are done with your shading, your lining, you are ready to clean it off. Squeezy bottle with soap. Put your paper towel on top of your tattoo. Squeeze all around it and then just like pet your tattoo, give your skin some love, be super gentle, just kind of like rub it in there and then just wipe it all off and it'll be super clean compared to just trying to rub a paper towel, a dry paper towel on it. It feels like a fucking Brillo pad by the time you get done with shading and all that stuff. All your skin is opened up. It's super sensitive. Just treat it with some love. You can just keep doing the method of paper towel on top, soap, little pats, some love, take it off. Way easier to clean up all that ink. This whole video is like torture, man. He is just like brutalizing himself and his room the whole time. It's really hard to get that little halo of ink out from around it too if you don't do it that way. Yes, finished product. Quick, just... There's some heavy lines in there where you can tell he like went over them over and over again. There are some really thin, shaky lines in there where you can tell his hand was just like trying to adjust to the vibrating monster that he is holding. It's not great. Like, I think he's aware that it's not great, but it is fun to put a skull on you. In my opinion, if you want to go over it, if you want to fix it, take a liner, go through and get some more methodical detailing in there. Just, you know, kind of like to hide some of the scratchy blending and stuff you have in there. Like, go and add some extra cracks and detailing. Nothing too crazy. If you take a big, thick liner, you can hit all those spots where you went outside the lines on your shading. Really give it some definition on like the eye socket, the jawline, like in between the teeth area, all that stuff. Go all around it. It's gonna pop. It's gonna be completely different. The eye socket in the background, throw some white in there so it doesn't blend together in the next 3-5 years. Some white highlights in those really thin areas, so that way it just doesn't turn into like a big black puddle over time. It'll really help you out. This tattoo is like totally savable. I really like it for somebody's first real tattooing experience. It's a lot of fun. It's not the worst I've seen, for sure. I think this like kind of goes into the artistic background helps elevate you a lot, but it only takes you so far. If you really want to be a tattoo artist, you need that technical know-how, you need that apprenticeship. You need to know the mechanics of what you're using, the parts, all that maintenance stuff. From far away, it looks cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Artistry can carry you like 50% of the way. But without the technical know-how, you're going to be using your artistry to bullshit your way through the rest of that. The technical aspect is what makes you worth the money in the tattoo industry. The, you know, 150, 180, 200, 250 an hour sort of situation. Those people have a technical know-how like nobody else, and it's totally worth it. That's what you're paying for. You find plenty of talented artists who can do something that's legible, but it's not done well. So if you want to get some technical know-how, he'd be set, man. He could have fun all day with tattoos. But I think this is more of like a hobby for him. He likes to hop around on different things. He's totally capable of doing legible tattoos, just not tattoos that are gonna like last as long as they could or be as clean as they could. And that is just something you have to pay for. Treat it as a trade and pay for it, or be on site doing this daily to really get the hang of it.
You never know, one day your tattoo could end up on this leg.
Ooh.
Or this leg.
Ooh.
Or here. Or
Smart.
Here.
Yes.
Or here.
No, not there. Don't put it on your arms, please. Unless you like duct tape your arms, this ain't gonna work out. It's gonna be way, way shakier than you think it is. It's not fun. The application's way harder. Don't do it. Please don't do it. I react to so many people tattooing their arms. Please don't do it. It's a mess. It's I have almost like sleeved out my legs playing around with stuff I like to do. Something to go well with that that's really organic. Plants are easy. They're stereotypical, but it's good practice. It hides your mistakes. That's going to be your best bet. He obviously knows how to play with values, so he could do some really fun pieces to broaden that out for sure. That could be a lot of fun. It's exciting. I don't know. I would like to see him do more stuff on himself because that was fun. If you want to check him out, JD Artworks. He's got all these different things. Like, he's just a connoisseur of like trying things out, and it's so fun to see all the different things he's trying out. Like, he does have some tattoo videos in there. Honestly, tattoo videos are gonna get you some legitimate views. So I see why people get into this stuff. Just like progressing as a tattoo artist really just takes consistency and an education in it. And then you can, you know, if he did that as like a side hustle and was charging like $200 an hour or something, he would have like a lot of success in it. I think he could have a lot of fun getting completely sleeved out and having his fine art hanging up in a shop and all that stuff. Like, that would be really cool to see. But this is super exciting to see him trying it out. I had a lot of fun watching it, and he really has the artistry to like get into tattooing, just as long as you do it the right way. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think that's all I've got. That was a lot of fun to watch. I always like seeing somebody with a lot of talent try and do something that they've never done before. That was a lot of fun. I think that's it. I said that already. I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm kind of rusty at this, but it's all good. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to watch any more of my other tattoo videos, they're in my tattoo playlist. If you want to watch me play games, I got a ton of those. This is actually a gaming channel, so yeah. Those videos don't get as much love as these ones do, but they're fun. I put a lot more into my editing in those ones, so if you want to check those out, that would be cool. Don't know. It's all good. If you liked it, let me know. Give me a comment. I'll see it. It's all good. All right. Bye.
Rose got paper towel on the floor. Hold on, bud.